Hello everybody, Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. As I posted yesterday, news come out that they made an arrest in the Haley Dunn murder. This is one of the announcements from the Odessa American. That's the newspaper over in Odessa. The one that's been deleting some of their older news stories that I had made a point of and made videos out of. I've made several videos about that. But anyways, here, what I read yesterday about Haley Dunn and what I posted here on this site was, I'm interested in hearing the details of that. That's the video I made yesterday. Well, in there, I said, I've documented what people said Haley was killed in Odessa, who, where, when, how, and then I just briefly mentioned the underground homes. And this woman here wrote today, her name's Elle Moreno, says underground homes, ? Okay. And so I wrote this long reply, which I have right here. I'm going to show you. Notice that there's nothing there. I wrote that reply and I pasted this in here, okay, which is right here. And I hit enter and it posted, and I mean 5 minutes later my reply was gone. I mean, Odessa American, they were right on top of it, like they're right on top of anything I post, and then they're deleting it, And so I'm going to read to you what I wrote to Ellie, and this is what the Odessa American is hiding from the public, which is just proof, as far as I'm concerned, on multiple capital murders. That's what I've been dealing with since I was shot and left for dead inside my home, And so here, I'm just going to read this to you real quick, and then I'm going to hit enter, and we're going to see if they'll delete it a second time. And I got a feeling they will, because, I mean, it wasn't just 2 minutes later they had deleted what I'm reading to you now, except that I had composed it in Notepad and copied and pasted in there, so I still had it, That's why I'm going to post it a second time. And I want to do this for proof to show you when I refresh that the Odessa American is deleting this evidence. They do not want the public to know the news. They're a news company that is hiding the news from the public, and that's been the problem. A news story a long time ago, and this gang would never sneak into another home and murder another innocent homeowner. I mean, and that's all there is to it, but we haven't had that. So here's what I'm going to read to you. She asked me, underground homes. It's a fair question, because that's been hidden from the public. I said, yes, ma'am. In January 2012, I was ambushed and shot by somebody under my home, and since then I've documented multiple people saying that tunnels and underground homes are near my home, which is right behind the Home Depot store. Here is a few examples. I secretly recorded a woman telling me there were 4 3-bedroom $1 million homes here, which cost over $1 million each and were buried at least 25 foot deep. She said they were having pedophile parties down there. That phone call is now a YouTube video called $1 Million Underground Facility. So as you know, that's not, Buddy said, she said. Buddy has a recording and made it into a video, okay? So there's proof, right? Another woman named Rhonda Denman Rogers told me that an underground facility is a half block away from my home. The next day she deleted this, but I'd already taken screenshots for proof. I believe that is one of the 4 underground homes that I was told about. Okay, a guy named Ricky Ronaldo told me that he used to live in my home, and him and his brother would go in the tunnels under it when they were kids. I took screenshots of this for proof. A CAD programmer from Houston contacted me, and she told me that she worked on this underground project, was finished in 1987 with a budget of $7.35 million. She told me that they were put in for the Bushes, and at the time George H.W. Bush was vice president under Reagan. I secretly recorded her telling me the name of the company that she contracted for, and that is another YouTube video called Bush Safe Houses in Midland, Texas. Once again, it's not Buddy said, she said. In 2010, my friend from work, Angie McGee Hurley, told me about a young girl that was murdered at a party going on during the Permian Basin International Oil Show because she didn't want to prostitute. Angie was leaving my home and at those parties in 5 minutes, so I'm sure they were being held in the $1 million underground homes. In 2013, the remains of a 14 to 21-year-old girl was found outside of Midland, who I believe was the same girl. The young previous owner of my home died the week before the 2008 oil show started, and I've long suspected he was killed here and taken to Fort Worth. His home was then sold to the next victim, who was moving in from out of town and didn't know any better, and that would be me. Another woman contacted me and told me to go look up my address of 3802 Fair Circle, Midland, Texas on Google Maps, and to my surprise, I see a large building in the backyard on the map screen that can't be seen from above ground on the satellite screen. This is obviously one of the underground homes where the oil show parties were going on, and where the young girl was murdered at, that Angie told me about. You can see this for yourself right now on Google Maps. On July 2nd, 2019, I'm at Homeland Security at the Home Depot store to show them where I believed a tunnel was located that was used for the oil show parties and murders. It was easy to see where the ground had been cut on Google Earth historical maps. 2 weeks later, the ground was dug up and concrete was poured there. I made a video of this which went viral called Met with Homeland, and now they're pouring concrete. Okay, not contacted Homeland because they're supposed to take care of human trafficking. That little girl was murdered because she didn't want to prostitute. You know, it was a human trafficking murder, and they're pouring concrete to cover it up. Another woman named Tisha Brumley told me on Facebook that her sister used to go to those parties, and the oil show parties were underground. I took a screenshot of this too for proof. And 2 months before Haley Dunn went missing, was reported missing. 2 months before Haley Dunn was reported missing. What happened before the 2010 oil show parties? I need to reword that. And I've suspected that her mom, Billy Dunn, was there because I found that her mom was a stripper in the area. I was also told that she was taking Haley to the strip clubs with her, so I've suspected that she also took Haley to the oil show parties. That would put Billy and Haley in my backyard in 2010, 2 months before she went missing. I suspected that the oil companies who had people at those oil show parties don't want anybody to find out that this now famous missing murdered child was there with them, and they've been bribing law enforcement to help cover up the crimes here, okay? Writing big old checks. Last year during the election for Midland Sheriff, I was on the phone and telling my story of being shot by somebody under my home to Sheriff candidate Joe Lozano. He was running for Midland Sheriff. When he stops me and says, "Buddy, those underground homes are the hideout for Painter." Sheriff Painter was our last sheriff that had died. Once again, I was secretly recording this call and made it into a YouTube video called Sheriff Painter's Hideout. You know, so I've got a sheriff candidate recorded telling me that. And then I put a proof of underground homes and tunnels there. And I'm going to hit enter, or actually right now, this is what I did a minute ago, is I put up this picture, which is, it's print screens from the Google map. There we go. I may hit enter. Okay. And we're just going to say, there it is. Okay. So there's the Google map picture. Oh, it's already gone. See, that's how quick they deleted it. And I'm going to refresh this. Okay. Okay, let's go down. There it is. It's gone. It's not even there. Under underground homes, it's gone. The Odessa American. And you know, all of them proof videos, recorded phone calls, screenshots, multiple murders, and they don't want the public to find out. That's what I'm dealing with after I was shot and left for dead inside my home and now living under the threat of death. This is Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.